Welcome to World Knowledge Channel. Even if someone always says it's old-fashioned, Lunar New Year is still extremely important in some countries, especially China. So what is the valuable lesson for China when it dares to abandon the traditional Tet holiday? Let's find out through this video. Few people know that China killed the Lunar New Year, the most important festival in this country, for 37 years to switch to celebrating the New Year like Western countries. As we know it, Lunar New Year, also known as Lunar New Year, is one of the long-standing, indispensable cultural traditions in the lives of people in many Asian countries, such as Vietnam, China, Korea, Mongolia, and Singapore. China celebrates New Year according to the lunar calendar. Chinese people celebrate Tet according to the lunar calendar, Lunar New Year, from January 1 to January 15. The lunar calendar is still very important in China, even though the country used the Gregorian calendar like the rest of the world. All holidays and traditional days are celebrated according to the lunar calendar. Some people still calculate their birthdays and ages according to this calendar. Everyone in China knows the folk tale about Nian, a homophone with year, a mythical beast that, according to legend, often rampages through villages, destroying houses and eating villages. In the past, villagers discovered that Nian was very afraid of loud noises. Therefore, they poured gunpowder into dry bamboo pipes and threw them into the fire. The sound of the explosion scared Nian, driving it away from the village. Later, firecrackers appeared and were used to chase away evil spirits. Believe in the spiritual world. Chinese people often light a small firecracker at midnight to signal that the old year has passed, then light 3 large firecrackers to welcome the new year. The bigger the fireworks, the more prosperous the next 12 months will be. However, many large cities in China and the Hong Kong special region have long banned people from arbitrarily setting off firecrackers for safety reasons. And according to legend, the first 2 days of the Lunar New Year are also the birthday of the water god. The god will be angry when he sees people using water to wash their hair and wash dirty clothes. There is also a legend that the word hair in Chinese and Cantonese is pronounced fa, which is the same as the word fa in prosperity, so whoever washes their hair will wash away their prosperity. Next year, therefore, many people abstain from washing their hair during the first 2 days of the new year. Nowadays, this tradition is largely ignored, especially in hot and humid regions. Spirituality is so important that even hygiene is limited. The Chinese believe that on the 3rd day of the Lunar New Year, Red Dog in Hat, the god of anger, often wanders around on this day. Those who encounter the Red Dog god will have bad luck all year. In addition, the word zich crane is pronounced similar to the word zich cow, which means quarreling with family or neighbors. Therefore, many people will stay home and abstain from visiting or welcoming others on the 3rd day of Tet to avoid accidentally encountering the god of Red Dog. Today this concept is no longer popular. Besides, many people also like to stay at home to sleep in and avoid social interaction. Tet here is gradually disappearing. The ancient Chinese also believed that sweeping, mopping and throwing away trash in the first days of the new year meant sweeping the New Year's luck and prosperity out of the house. Therefore, they will try to clean the house before New Year's Eve and not touch a broom or mop during the first 2 to 5 days of Lunar New Year. Currently, this custom rarely appears in big cities but is still maintained in some rural areas. Valuable lesson when China abandons traditional New Year. 1. Traditional Tet is a great opportunity to reunite. 2. Traditional Tet, undeniable cultural value. 3. Traditional Tet, destination that stimulates large consumption. 4. In the economic field, traditional Tet plays an important role as a structural stimulus to stimulate consumption, no less than Christmas in Western countries. Everything from food, candy, ornamental plants to decorations, even clothes and shoes, are items that every family wants to buy to celebrate the new year. Businesses also focus strongly on advertising on this occasion. Imagine if there was no more traditional Tet. There is no excitement from year-end shopping, final sale stalls, families do not spend time preparing for Tet. The scene of buying ornamental plants such as peach, apricot, kumquat, grapefruit, and orange will become unfamiliar. Our dye-and-suit stores will experience a drop in sales when people are not interested in shopping to look good for Tet. Even food items will fall into the same situation. Stimulating consumption during Tet not only helps increase GDP and economic development, but also helps reduce pressure on outstanding cash resources and maintain stable inflation. If traditional Tet changes to Western Tet, spending will decrease sharply, meaning a decrease in GDP and increased pressure on outstanding cash resources, adversely affecting the economy and causing damage in many aspects. Comparison with Japan's Meiji Restoration is a big mistake. According to recent opinion, when Japan abandoned the Lunar New Year to follow the Meiji Restoration, some people thought it was the right choice, helping the country escape ignorance and backwardness. However, it is clear that comparisons with Japan's Meiji Restoration are misleading. 5. Moving the traditional Tet to the Western Tet does not bring positive results. Switching from traditional Tet to Western Tet does not solve the problem and even brings negative consequences for society. Instead of creating unity, this can cause division and lose the nation's traditional cultural identity. Traditional Tet is an occasion for all families to reunite, visit relatives, and honor ancestors. Moving Tet to Western Tet can reduce family and community solidarity, while also losing traditional spiritual values. Instead of pursuing unnecessary drastic changes, we should preserve and develop our cultural and spiritual characteristics to build a strong and united society. Negative problems during the traditional Tet holiday such as drinking, excessive alcohol consumption, gambling, giving away, bribery, seeking power, will still exist and will not decrease if we postpone Tet. Traditional Western New Year. These negative problems are not due to Tet but come from the thoughts, habits, and behaviors of Vietnamese people. 6. If we move the traditional Tet to the Western Tet, we cannot reduce the negative effects because these evils will still follow. The problem of drinking, excessive alcohol consumption, gambling, is not due to traditional Tet but just waits for this occasion to manifest more strongly. Even if we move to the Western New Year, these negative habits will change immediately. This is a problem of consciousness and behavioral nature, which cannot be solved by simply changing the occasion. 7. Abandoning the traditional Tet brings many consequences. During the Lai, Tran, and La dynasties, Tet was solemnly held, a symbol of the nation's achievements and preservation. The cultural values of Lunar New Year are a combination of many factors chosen over time, which cannot be denied. If we ignore these values, we will lose an important part of traditional Tet, contributing to reducing the importance of culture in social development. The reason to refer to a country's culture is that people often use the concept, culture. Identifying Lunar New Year with Western Tet can lead to major consequences, losing diversity and unique cultural values. Lunar New Year is not only an occasion of interaction between humans and nature, but also a manifestation of the cycle of the universe. For an agricultural society like Vietnam, Lunar New Year is an important time marking people's harmony with the series of spring, summer, autumn, winter days. 8. China regrets the loss of its identity. Like Japan, an Eastern country, once abandoned the Yin and Yang New Year to celebrate the Western New Year. Today, many Japanese people regret because that decision caused them to lose their identity and fall into the hustle and bustle of industrial life. Life without traditional holidays, without traditional New Year days, especially without Lunar New Year, will become boring, like nothing. 9. Giving up the Lunar New Year means losing the tradition of ancestor worship. Lunar New Year is not only an occasion for reunion, but also an important holiday marking the return home after a long year of separation. Traditional rituals during Tet are not only a symbol of luck and peace but also a form of blessing for the new year. Ancestor worship is one of the most important rituals in Tet culture. It shows children's respect and filial piety towards their ancestors. During the new year, Chinese people often decorate their homes by hanging red couplets, red lanterns with red paper and setting off firecrackers to wish for a happy new year and a peaceful new year. China, through this video, shows us how huge the consequences are. We hope that we always have the right view on changing a traditional custom. If you find the video useful, please share with more people and subscribe to the channel. Like and have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for your interest in following. Hello and see you in the next video.